This is Justin Case of America Newscape, rejoining our friends Mike, Farrell, and Jacob Horn. Mike and Jake join us today to share a glimpse at their new children's book, Lily and Timmy's super awesome, incredible COVID-19 birthday adventure. Hello, Mike. Hello, Jake.
Hey, what's Justin, up, Justin? How you doing?
We're doing good. Welcome back to America Newscape. Right off the top, you guys have some breaking news. What is it?
We absolutely do. The breaking news, you got a sneak peek during your intro of us there, but we have a paperback now.
Cool.
So we're very thrilled about this. It took us a long time. We've got a paperback, and it is now up on Amazon. So all of the joy that you guys got from the ebook, it's now available in paperback, and it is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful color illustrations. And go ahead, Jake.
No, I was just saying literally exactly what you were saying. Dude, the illustrations are beautiful. Everything that Federico did, it came through the ebook. It was gorgeous. But the hard copy it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Yeah, you guys are going to love it. You're going to love the book. And it's a good size too. What's the size, Mike?
It's 8.5 by 11. So once you fan this thing out, you've got 17 inches wide. I mean, you can just see how awesome this is. That's a big book. It's very easy to read for your kids. It's a 14 font, excellent children's font. So you can have it way out here and be reading it to 2, 3, 4 kids, however many kids you have.
So perfect for grandma and grandpa.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect for grandma and grandpa.
Well, for those that missed it, why don't you give us a quick recap of the story itself?
Sure. So I'm not going to give too much away because I've been doing that often in the interviews. So basically, it's Lily and our 2 6-year-olds who's are twins, and it's their birthday. And they had the expectation of going to Disneyland, going to Chuck E. Cheese, having a party with their friends, having the grandpa and grandpa over. But it's quarantine and lockdown and COVID-19. So they can't do any of those things. Can't leave the house. So it lies on the mom to kind of save the day and give the children the birthday that she wants to give them. And the dad, of course, is the comic relief and the terrified gentleman who's always got the measuring tape. He's making sure that that his own children are 6 feet away from him, you know? So he's the comic relief of the book.
Well, I think in general, dads are terrified for the most part, but...
Oh, yeah.
So now, how do I get my hands on this hard copy, paperback, semi-hard, quasi-hard copy of the book? Something I can hold and touch. Tactile reading.
Just go to Amazon, Amazon.com. You can just type in Lily and Timmy's super awesome, incredible COVID-19 B-Day. In fact, it's been up there for so long, you probably just have to type in Lily and Timmy's super, and then Amazon will populate the rest of it because it's a fairly popular book right now. So we anticipate the hard copy version to be even more popular than the ebook version.
So that's...
Yes, please, people. Make that happen.
Well, people were requesting a hard copy or a paperback copy of the book. So
they were indeed.
What was involved in getting this paperback to market? I mean, you guys have done it in a very rapid manner, which is a testament to your hard work, but what did it take?
It was a bunch of headaches for one. It's very challenging because most big publishing houses, they get their books from China. And when you're going from China, because they're just doing it to get it super cheap, they're trying to get it for 70 cents or $1 per paperback. When you do that, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get it from the ship in China back over to the United States. And there was such a demand for this book that we said, you know what, we want to just make this here in America. You know, like our profit margins aren't going to be great for it, but people really want a hard copy. So Amazon, they actually have an on-demand print service that we tapped into. So literally every book that gets made, it is printed as soon as the customer buys it off of Amazon. Amazon starts printing it, and then they ship it to the customer in 2 days. So it's not cheap to do it this way, but that's how we're doing it, and we're getting it to our customers as cheap as we possibly can, what we believe is an affordable price, like given the circumstances. But outside of that, it was just all of the formatting headaches. Like how do you convert the book to something that's actually in a vertical format when our ebook was in a horizontal format? And the reason why we had to shift the dynamic is because Amazon does not view our ebook format as a standard size. So we had to figure out what is the largest that we can make this so that we can do justice to our illustrators' hard work, our hard work, so that the comic relief and the story jumps off the page. Like that was the intent. So it's just a bunch of formatting and late night headaches trying to get this thing from an ebook format to a paperback format, but we got it done.
Wow. So how do you guys feel since we last spoke?
I mean, we feel great. We feel kind of blessed, you know. It's been picking up day by day, more and more. So I'm one of those people that's like, I don't know what that actually means. Like, but people like the book. People really like the book. And I'm just hoping that, again, it just gives people a little escape from what's actually going on, especially because, you know, the world is getting heavier and heavier by the day. But, you know, it's been a really incredible feedback from the moms that have been reaching out to us, telling us that their kids are having a great time, their kids are laughing, their kids are, yeah. It's been a really good feedback from all the family members.
Well, with the progress you guys have made, it's remarkable how well things are going and how this little ebook is chugging right along.
Chugging.
It's Sir Thomas the Tank Engine just picking up speed.
Oh no. No.
Yeah, seriously. And we just did an interview with California Live on NBC, which is going to be launching in a week or a week and a half, and that's going to be a really big one. It's going to be a really big interview.
That is going to be big.
Yeah.
So you guys have done a lot of press. What's that been like? Is there a piece of it that you can actually share with us? And it seems like speaking of pieces, it seems like everybody's wanting a piece of you guys.
That's true. we wanted that for a long time. It's something that happened in a children's book. I know your mind was
it didn't
somewhere else,
happen in
Jake.
a movie TV show.
Jake's mind was somewhere else. It's like, oh, they finally want a piece of old
Mike and Jake.
Well, let me take my shirt off.
Let's take these shirts off of our fan base. We're talking about the mom, not the children, by the way.
Right.
Anyway.
Not the children. Not
the children. We're upstanding gentlemen. Anyway, we've done a lot of press. We've done press in, I think, 5 or 6 different states now, and there's 2 more states that are scheduled. So almost 20% of the U.S., getting close to 20% of the U.S. And I think that after what Jake said, the California Live interview, I think that that's going to really catapult us even further. Like California, the LA market, like that's pretty big. So we're going to be in the LA market, the San Diego market, the San Francisco market soon. And then from there, I think it'll be a short time between doing LA and then doing New York. But the small time press, I think that's our favorite type of press, just because the people are so excited to have us. I think that they probably think that we're bigger authors than what we are. I keep on telling all this small time press, like, hey, don't be too excited to have us. Like, we're not turning down any press. We're not aristocrats, you know. And
Yeah.
What? It's you smoking.
We're not aristocrats.
Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. Maybe you've read our other book, Fellowship of the Ring. No big deal. No, we're doing children's books. No big deal.
yeah.
Well, with all those interviews, do you have any funny stories you care to share about any of them?
Oh, funny stories.
Jake, the recent one, the North Dakota one was.
I was just gonna say the most recent one we did North Dakota. It was interesting because it felt very North Dakota. It was like down home, middle America. Like it felt really good, very comfortable. But then he started to, he was like, "Hey, you guys, do some Homer Simpson impressions." And we were like, yeah, kind of out of nowhere. We're like, "What? Ooh, beer." Like what do we say?
Yeah. Well,
A Homer Simpson impression?
Justin, I think that he was relating our dad character from the book. He said I kind of feel like your dad character is very much like Homer, and then he just started riffing with Jake, doing these Homer Simpson impressions, and we were kind of taken aback, like, hey, we haven't had a reporter that's just like this Johnny on the spot, just picking up the jokes, you know, like usually that's what we do. But what was hilarious, Justin, was while we were on the call, whoever had connected, Justin, whoever had connected the Zoom call through their laptop that was like had it hooked up to their newsroom, their iPhone was connected to the laptop, and somebody had called in to whoever's producer's laptop this was, and you can see the phone pop up. Somebody tried to call in while I'm pitching where they can get the book, I think. And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it, and I have no idea what it is. I'm like, oh, are they taking callers now?
Exactly.
I had no idea. So I thought that was kind of an interesting. I'm glad I got through that.
Well, it was probably an urgency to purchase.
Like immediately,
Exactly.
Immediately, Mike and I then go into like we finished the interview and we're like, thank you so much, and we hung up, and then immediately FaceTime each other, and then we think on what just happened, like the idea that it was actually the news anchor's, somebody was calling the news anchor's phone, and he doesn't take blame for it, so he then blames it on Mike. He's like, excuse me, Mike, is that your phone? Is someone calling you, Mike?
Yeah.
Like blaming it on Mike.
Just totally throws me under the bus, and instead of it being this news story to pitch books, like now we have just this producer coming on screen, like yelling at me why I ruined their news broadcast.
In North Dakota.
In North Dakota.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
that was a good.
Why don't we do a reading from the book? Mike, why don't you get us started? Find one of your favorite pages and read it to us.
Let's do it. I'm going to pull it up from the old hard copy here. So my favorite page is this one here. And I don't know how well you can see this. It looks like you're throwing it up there, so I'll put my my thing down. But yeah, let's go for it. You've got the illustration. Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
So this scene takes place right after the dad has gone shopping for pandemic supplies, and the mom is cool, calm, collected. The dad is freaking out a bit. About 2 hours later, Lily and Timmy wandered down the stairs. Their mom greeted them at the bottom. "How are my favorite twins doing?" she asked, trying to cheer them up. They still had frowns on their faces from before. Before either of them could answer, Dad rushed inside through the front door with bags full of supplies. He quickly stripped down to his underwear, throwing the previous clothes he was wearing off of him in a hurry. "Watch out, kids. Don't touch Daddy. He needs to get upstairs." "What on earth are you doing?" yelled Mom. "Sorry, I don't have time to chat right now, Maria. Please burn these clothes when you get a chance. I've got to take a shower and decontaminate pronto," Dad yelled to the mom on his way up to his room for a rinse. So, what I love about this scene, and Justin, you can comment on this as well. For one, the dad's still wearing his gloves, and he has one shoe on.
And both socks.
And he's got one sock on, so you can see he's trying to get these clothes off as quick as possible. And what I really love about it is just the kids' faces. The kids' faces, you can see, like, they have no idea what's going on, much like everybody during this pandemic. And if you look at the dad's supplies in the blue bag, it's all Campbell soup. You can tell that he's just stocking up on the staples. And then in the other bag, you can see that it's just all hand sanitizer and disinfectant, much like everybody else. So,
What?
Jake, what did you like about the scene, Jake?
Well, he's telling his wife to talk to the hand.
To talk to that, exactly. I'm so impressed, and I love how quickly the dad was able to to take his clothes off. What is he, 3 feet into the front door, and he's already almost naked? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Jay.
With his
Justin, our favorite line.
I love the boxers.
I love the boxers, but Justin, our favorite line, I think from the book, at least one of them, was, and I remember texting Jake this. I said, I'm leaving this in the book. And the line was, "Sorry, I don't have time to chat right now, Maria. Please burn these clothes when you get a chance."
Burn the clothes.
I love the idea that, like, he's dead serious. These clothes that he's just got off his body, he's fully expecting his wife to burn them in some incinerator.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, where did he expect her to burn these clothes? They have little. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, now.
Oh man.
Now, Jake, it's your turn. Why don't you read us one of your favorite pages?
All right. So, I don't have my book because I'm in Pagosa Springs, and apparently the post office out here is like 1800s, and we're getting our mail on a horse apparently. And
it's the Indian Express. It's the Pony Express.
It's like, yeah, it's like, no, it's Wells Fargo, but it's Wells Fargo from 1863. You're like, okay, I guess that's what I'm dealing with. So I don't have my book, but I do have my PDF book here. I can't. Justin, do you have the image that you can put up?
The image is
He's
put
got
up.
over my face.
Yes, excellent. All right, good. So, of course, I think what you'll notice is we love all the characters. Mike and I love all the characters in the book, but the dad character, because it is the comic relief, and that's kind of Mike and I's background when it comes to film and TV. Like, we love the dad character so much because he's so absurd, and everything he's doing, his children can't understand it all. They're like, well, Dad's a crazy person, and the wife is always just like looking down, shaking her head like, I've been dealing with this for 30 years. We love that dad character. All right, so I'm going to go into this now, and I apologize. It's hard for me to read without voices. I love, for some reason, even when I'm reading a book by myself, I just start doing weird voices. So I'm apologizing now to whoever's listening.
Well, wait, how bad are these voices going to be?
They might be really bad.
They may be the highlight. They may be the highlight of this.
They might be. I've had 0 feedback on my voices, so I would love that, Justin, if you could give me some feedback.
Oh, we
Unless
will.
it's negative feedback, then keep it to yourself.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Hank, Lily and Timmy do not know what quarantine means, and we don't need to buy rubber suits, the twins' mom, Maria, yelled at their dad. Fine, Maria. Maybe no rubber suits, said Hank, but we need to start practicing social distance day. Timmy, make sure you and your sister stay no less than 6 feet away from your old man, okay? Lily and Timmy's mom rolled her eyes at their dad. She calmly said to her twins, Listen, you two, the government has ordered everyone to shelter in place. That means that everyone has to stay home for a few weeks until this coronavirus is all done. We will all be okay. Don't let your dad's hysteria scare you guys. I love that page. That's when because even the pages before that, you start to see the antics of the dad, where he's like halting his kids as they're coming down the stairs. He's like, "Oh, don't come near me!" And he's already like chewing on his fingernails and sweating while he's watching the news. So this, like, when you get to this page where he's literally holding out his tape measure to keep his children 6 feet from him, like, yeah, I just love that.
Jake, talk about some of the nuances in this page. Talk about the dad mug and.
Oh, dude, I love the little nuances that hopefully everybody will be able to see. But even like the look on the mom's face where she's holding her cup of coffee, looking at the dad like, oh God, like this again. I'm always dealing with this from this guy. And then the dad who literally is sitting in his soap. First of all, he's being super frantic and keeping his kids away from him by holding a measuring tape out to his children to keep them away. But he also still has his feet up on the footrest, like he's totally back still. But he's like, no, stay away from me. And then of course in front of him, he's got his #1 dad coffee mug, while right behind that he's keeping his children 6 feet away from him. He's like, I'm the #1 dad. Don't touch me, you know?
Yeah, mom. The look on mom's face that she's trying to hide behind the cup of coffee is priceless.
Oh yeah, and it's like that look, just the look. And again, this comes back to Mike and I. Like we've never done a book before. We've never done pictures before, but we've done film and we've done TV. So we understand the shot and what needs to be seen. And so much is being said just through the mom's face. You know what I mean?
Just those glazed eyes.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's mid-sip, doesn't even bother taking that sip, just looking at her idiot man-child husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like just from that, Mike, like you said, like she's about to take a sip and the look on her face, you're like, oh, she's dealt with this before. You know, you can tell just from the face, you're like, this is not the first time that she's dealt with this guy, but you know? It's not, yeah.
It's just Wednesday. Just another Wednesday.
Another Wednesday.
Just another Wednesday in Lily and Timmy's house. Yeah, exactly.
Mike, this story pays homage to all the superhero moms out there. Can one of you, and let's make it Mike, read a page that shows how awesome moms actually are?
Let's do it. Yeah, these last 2 pages were about the dad, so I think it's good to get this one with the mom. But if you notice right away, the dad on the left there is already squirting hand sanitizer onto his hand. So this page, as Jake said, this page, or what he talked about before with the story, these children wanted to go to Disneyland, and this is the mom's way of bringing the closest thing possible to Disneyland to the home. And you can see the children here inside of this box castle that the mom built. But let's read the page and then we can get into the illustration. Mom locked the twins into their dad's office to show them their surprise. It had been completely transformed. In the middle of the room was a gigantic castle made out of cardboard boxes with a big sign that read, Lily and Timmy Land. Mom had decorated the castle with all sorts of fun stuff for Lily and Timmy. There was even a cardboard dragon and unicorn. This is awesome, the twins yelled at precisely the same time. I'm glad you like it, their mom said, happy that her kids appreciated her hard work. We couldn't write Disneyland on the sign because that would be trademark infringement, Dad said as he walked into the room, working a giant bottle of hand sanitizer onto his hands. Lily and Timmy played in the castle for a really long time and had a super awesome, incredible time. So even though this is a page more so that shows how awesome the mom is, you can see how insane the dad is. Where the mom writes Lily and Timmyland on the sign, but you know that the dad instructed the mom, oh, you better not write Disneyland on that sign, Maria. We don't want to get sued by Disney.
Well.
But it's like,
Justin, I'm sure you have thoughts on this village.
It's amazing. It's almost like Timmy's laughing at Daddy.
I think he probably is laughing at Dad. I never saw that. I thought he was just having fun, but I think that you're probably right. I think that the kids, they understand the father's quirkiness at 6 years of age now. And so he's probably having fun with that dragon, but yeah, he can also see the dad squirting germ extreme onto his hand. So we actually love it that we get to create these fictional brands, and there's some other pages. Maybe we can go through them at a different time, but there's another page that we have where we have a big thing of soap called obscenely large soap, and we have a big thing of vitamin C. I don't know if your readers can see this, but the dad makes them drink vitamin C before they eat pizza. So there's all sorts of awesome brands that we've created in this. But what I love about this is that the mom really shines through in this illustration, and you can see how much joy and laughter the kids are sharing right now. And this was all made at home, and this really just pays homage, like you said, Justin, to the mothers that are getting creative at home, trying to figure out, how do I salvage a birthday or a special event for my children during these chaotic times. So that's really what we were trying to drive home with this photo.
Well, let me ask you, was this process of creating a book all sunshine and rainbows, or better yet, roses and lollipops?
Well, I think we might want to lose the picture real fast so we can get Jake back. We're still hiding that beautiful mug of his.
There, Jake at his best.
Oh, where is he?
What if I had just left? I'm like, you know what? You're not showing me anymore. I'm
done. We've heard Jake.
No, I'm done.
Okay, all right.
You want to answer that one, Jake? I just read that last page.
Wait. What was the question?
Well, Jake, now that you're back,
Now that I'm back, I was doing important stuff, but now that I'm back, what was the question, Justin?
The process of creating a book, was it all sunshine and rainbows, or roses and lollipops, so to speak?
Well, I mean, truthfully, because of the realm that Mike and I have been in for a long time, that being movies, TV, we've done some pretty big conventions. We've done a Nike convention that was massive. This, compared to doing that, was I don't want to say it was a walk in the park, but it was all fun. We had such a good time. And yes, we were pressed for time because we were writing a book about COVID-19, and we wanted to make sure that we were putting the book out while people still had the time to sit with the family and read the book to their kids and to do all that. So we were trying to push it out as fast as we could. And I mean, I think I might have said it in the last time, but we wrote this book in less than 2 days. And when we talked to Federico, he initially, because he didn't know the time frame, he said, okay, this is probably going to take, and we completely understood, but he said, this is probably going to take a month and a half to do all the illustrations. Federico did it in 2 weeks. So we were very much pressed for time because of the situation, but there was never a time where we were getting so stressed out that it became a negative situation. We were always having a good time. We were always laughing. We were always able to find the laughter in what we were doing, because look at what we were doing. We were writing such a fun children's story that turned Mike and I back into 6-7-year-olds. Like, we're writing it. So yes, I think everything has its heavy, hard times, but I would say for the most part, this was all positive. It was a blast.
Well, so it was a work of passion, and Federico bought into that, apparently.
He did. He did.
He absolutely did. Yeah, it did. Going back to the question, it was a lot of hard work. I mean, we put in a ton of hours with Federico. So, I mean, if anybody's planning on writing a book, like, don't think that you can just pound out a book in 2.5 weeks. I think very rarely do you have a front and back idea, like from front cover to back cover, in your mind, ready to spit it out. Like, every now and again, Jake and I will run into one of these ideas, and whenever you get an idea like that, like if somebody's a creator and you have an idea like that, the most important thing I think you can do is get it on the page. So we did that, and once we had it on the page, it was just that inertia. I think, like, we knew there was a lot of hard work in front of us, but because we had finished the story, it's like, okay, now that we have a full 32-page story, now we can have that story edited. And then once that's edited, it's like you're just moving through, like, baby step by baby step. And the next thing you know, it's like you've illustrated 5 pages. Now you've illustrated 10 pages. Now you've illustrated, you're like, oh man, Jake, we've illustrated half the book. Can you believe this? And then when we were on that last day where I was texting Jake, I was like, dude, can you believe that this book is going to be fully illustrated in the next 10 minutes? Like, we're going to have this thing up on Amazon within the day. Like once we got to that point, that's when it was surreal. So I think that we stayed optimistic. Like, we always had that silver lining in our mind. If you were to ask us when we were illustrating pages 1 through 5, if I ever thought it would be as awesome as what it turned out to be, like, there's no way that I ever would have thought that this was the final product. Like, I never thought that it could be this good. Like, I knew that we could write something funny. I did not think that we could deliver on the tone and the illustrations the way that we did. I think that this is probably 10 times our expectations.
But you both have a career of creating. I mean, which is remarkable. And then you focus those talents on this, which I think we all benefit from it, whether we've got kids at home or it's the perspective that's so valuable to us. And it's probably hard for you to imagine how valuable that perspective is to us. So once again, Mike, Jake, tell us how to get this book. And don't go away, Jake. I'm going to cover you up here for a second.
Well, Paperback is available now on Amazon. The ebook is now available and has been available on Amazon for a couple of weeks. So Amazon.com. I think that the paperback you can actually buy from any device. You can buy it from your iPad, your iPhone, whatever tablet or smartphone you have, just from the one-click feature on Amazon. If you're just trying to buy the ebook, make sure that you download the free Kindle app first. And if you're just going to buy the ebook, you will need to probably buy the ebook on Amazon.com through your PC or laptop. If not, if you're just buying the ebook, you'll have to open up your web browser and go to Amazon.com from your web browser. For whatever reason, the ebook is the only thing that you can't buy directly from the Amazon app. But the paperback, you can buy it however you want to buy it. It's super easy to buy.
Wow. And do you have it available on your website? I mean, if I wanted a signed copy, would that be possible? Something you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think at some point we'll do signed copies. We don't have it available on the website currently. But yeah, right now the website actually just directs people to Amazon. We're not doing fulfillment ourselves. So you're giving us another hurdle that we're going to have to figure out how do we get signed copies.
Well, it's just been too easy. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Justin. Thanks.
Hey, gentlemen, thank you. Sincerest gratitude for you coming on again today. I hope you have an excuse to come back.
I would love that, man. I would love it. Good time.
Hey,
We'll figure out an excuse.
Okay. This has been Justin Case, Mike Farrell, and Jacob Horn, sharing another glimpse into Lily and Timmy's super awesome, incredible COVID-19 birthday adventure. Now on paperback. Thanks for joining us. Please remember additional information and links are provided in this video's read more. Today is the day to subscribe to this channel and please support authors everywhere.